So we're going to talk about learning target 1.2.2, which is to be able to write an equation given a scenario. So the first thing I want to do is I want to read this scenario just to figure out what's going on. It says, suppose that the water level of a river is 34 feet and that it is receding at a rate of 0.5 foot per day. Write an equation for the water level L after D days. In how many days will the water level be 26 feet? So the first thing that I want to do, if I can make sure this is not zoomed out, is I want to underline some important things. So first of all, the fact that the water level is 34 feet already is important. The next thing I think is important is that it's receding at a rate of half foot per day. Receding is a word that you probably have heard, but if you have not heard a word, don't be afraid to ask what that means. So receding just means that it is lowering, so it's going down. So what I want to do is I want to write an equation for the water level L after D days. So if I'm writing an equation for the water level, that means that I want it to say L equals. And then I want to see what else is going on. So we talked about how our starting point is a good place to start our equation. So our starting point is that 34 feet where the water level was. So I'm going to start with 34 feet. And then it says that it is receding, and we just talked about how receding means that it's going down. So if I'm going down, do we think we're going to be adding or subtracting? If I'm going down, I am going to be subtracting that 0.5 foot per day. And so it's kind of confusing to know what variable to put here. So I know I need a variable, but I want to figure out what are the things that I don't know. The thing that I don't know are the number of days, and it tells you what variable to use. It says to use a D. So I don't know how many days are going to pass before the water level is going to be 26 feet. So I'm going to put a D right here. If they give you a variable and tell you to use that variable, make sure you do. If they don't give you a variable, remember we would have to define it off to the side. So if they did not tell me what letters to use, I would want to write like D equals days. And the other one that I used was L, and so I would say L is the water level. It kind of told me in the story to use those letters, so I don't have to do this part. But if it did not tell me that, then make sure you do define your variables so you get full credit. Once I write the equation for this part, for this 2.0 level, I'm actually done. So this is my final equation. I just want to do one quick pass over it, make sure it makes sense. So this says the water level L is 34 feet, which is what it started at, minus 0.5 feet per day. And that makes sense because we started at 34 feet and then it's receding at half foot per day. So we're good.